In this video, we'll learn more about command mode of Vim editor. We can do a ton of things with this mode, so I have broken it into multiple videos. In this one, we'll see how we can search for a pattern in Vim or multiple patterns in Vim and some settings around that. Let's open a file. In earlier videos, we already learned if we press colon from the normal mode, we enter into command mode, and then we can do a bunch of things like we can save file using colon W, or we can do colon Q to quit from file. There are other ways also to go in command mode, like we can use slash. Now after slash, we can type any pattern that we want to search in the current file. So with slash, let's say we want to search for Kubernetes, enter. It is on this pattern, Kubernetes. Now if we press N, it will jump on the next pattern. So it will keep on jumping. If we press capital N, it will go back to the previous pattern. So N is for forward search and capital N is for previous search. Now we notice that the pattern search is not highlighted as done in any other modern editor or browser or anywhere. So we can use a setting called set HL search, which means that highlight search. Now the search pattern is highlighted. This is highlighted in yellow color, and now if we do N, it will keep on jumping on the next pattern. If we do capital N, it will go to the previous pattern. So this way we can search and highlight the search. Here we see that this pattern is selected, this one is selected, but this is not selected. That's because here K is in uppercase, and by default this search is case sensitive. In most of the cases we want to have search to be case insensitive. So we can do another setting called set ignore case, which will ignore the case and search both uppercase and the lowercase. If we do enter, see this is also highlighted. And now if we do NN to go to the next pattern, it will jump on this pattern also, whether it is capital K or small k, or case is ignored in this case. Now while searching itself, we are not getting the real-time feedback. Let's say if we search for releases, we are not getting the feedback where will be the pattern. If we enter, then only we get to know about the pattern. So to get the real-time feedback, we can do a setting called INC search, which means that incremental search. Enter. Now if we search for any pattern, let's say I search for client. Now see, this is being highlighted in the real time, -go. So this is very helpful whenever we want to search, and if we are getting the real-time feedback, this becomes very helpful. So these are the couple of settings that I use in my VimRC file. If I open my VimRC file, I commented these settings for the demo purpose. Now I can enable it back so that it is always enabled whenever we open a new file. Now those settings are enabled in my VimRC file. If we do again that search Kubernetes, it is applicable. The real-time feedback we are getting, the case is being ignored. Now here at some point in time, after searching and doing whatever operation we want to perform, we don't want this yellow highlight. So one option is to search for some pattern which is not present in this file, or to simply ignore this highlight temporarily until we search for the next pattern. We can do no HL search, don't highlight the search. Now till the point I make some other search, there would be no highlighting. If I do some other search, it will be highlighted again. If I do no HL search, it is gone. Now using slash, we search in the forward direction, installation. So it will land us to the first occurrence of this pattern in the file. If we do N, it will jump to the next pattern. Now to search in the reverse direction, we can use question mark. So if we are at the top and we do a question mark and enter some pattern, let's say Kubernetes, it has jumped at the bottom of the file. We are at line 196, and if we do enter, it will bring us to the last occurrence in this file. Not the first one, but the last one. Now if we do N, it will go to the previous occurrence in this file. And if we do capital N, it will do the next. It's just reverse of operation that we did with forward slash. So with a question mark, we can search in the reverse direction. With forward slash, we can search in the forward direction. Another very important thing is, let's say instead of entering any pattern, we are on a pattern and we want to search for that pattern in file. Let's say we are on library and we want to search for this word in the current file. We can do Shift 8, the asterisk. It will jump to the next pattern. it will search in the forward direction. So there are only two occurrences. This is the second one, and if we do n again, it will go to the first occurrence, and it has rotated from the bottom of the file. That's why it is saying search hit bottom continuing from the top. So whenever we hit the bottom, we start from the top again. This can also be done in the reverse order. Let's say we want to search the previous occurrence of a pattern. Let's say I am on this word client, and if you want to search for the previous pattern, we can use a shift 3, the hash. See, from here, it has jumped to the previous pattern here, client, not in the forward direction, but in the reverse direction. If we do n, it will go back and then it will continue in the reverse direction. And with capital N, it will continue in the forward direction. So this way, we can search the current word under cursor using star in the forward direction and hash in the reverse direction. We can also search for multiple patterns. Let's say we are here and we search for this Kubernetes, and we also want to search for some other pattern. Let's say client along with Kubernetes. So we'll use regex pattern here. So apart from Kubernetes, we'll use this escape, and then we'll use pipe, and then we'll use another pattern that we want to search. Now both the patterns are selected, client and Kubernetes. If we do n, it will jump on the pattern which is next. So Kubernetes is the next, now client is the next, it will jump on this one, again client, 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 and now we have Kubernetes, it will jump on this one. So it will consider both the patterns while jumping in the forward or the reverse direction. Capital N will go in the reverse direction. Let me close this file. Now to go to the next occurrence of the last searched pattern, we can use /enter. It will search whichever is the last pattern that we searched. So last searched pattern was Kubernetes and client. That's why this is highlighted using /. Same goes for going in the previous direction. Let's close this file and then open again. If we do $? It will jump to the previous, and we were at the top of the file. That's why it came at the bottom, because the previous pattern was at the bottom of the file. Lastly, I want to show that while opening also we can enter a search pattern and we'll land up on the line where that pattern occurs, not on the first line of the file. So if we open this file, we can use plus to execute any command in Vim while opening this file. And then for searching, we can use /, and let's say we want to search for release, enter. Now we are not on the first line, but on the fifth line where this first occurrence of release occurs. So this is very handy whenever you want to search something very quickly. Same goes for reverse search also, we can use question mark. That's it for this video. We'll continue learning more about command mode in the further videos. See you in the next one.